presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Thanks for joining us here today in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final round of the Wells Fargo Championship. Frank, what do we have out here today?
Well, if history has a chance of repeating itself, remember those great closing rounds by Rory McIlroy at 62. That was one of the best rounds ever shot that year back in 2010. And, of course, that playoff, too. Ricky Fowler back in 2012. We actually beat out then world number one Rory McIlroy with that stunning drive down the finishing hole and brilliant wedge to a tight flag. This golf course, it can give it, it can take it away. But for us, from where we're sitting, Rich, we'll enjoy the view today.
No doubt about it. Shouldn't be a problem here.
That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, a nice mix of opening holes here at Quail Hollow in the Wells Fargo Championship. Pretty short par 3 here at the second.
180-yard shot. We'll play more like 175 for the half a club downhill. There's much more green on that right side. If you're not too sure what club to hit, then you should stay away from that left side.
That will be a great look at birdie.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Good read, good line, well played.
This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is. Big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line. It's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise you'll be hitting the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
Now the approach here at the third. This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Count it, that's a birdie. Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Now playing the second here at the par 4. Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. That is so painful when you come up that short.
Why is it that putts on line come up short?
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the 5th, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. You're sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with a good tee shot here.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway. Second shot.
Frankie's knocking them down and picking them up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out, one after the other.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Ooh, that hurts.
Oh, my goodness. How did he miss that? He has this or a birdie. Right in the heart. Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one long, there's another bunker over there as well.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Oh, man. You can't miss him from that distance. Has his par.
Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6, and a 7, and an 8, or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Just blasted that tee ball, Frank.
Frank, here we are at another par 5. Second shot to the 7th. Is it time to go pedal to the metal?
Yeah, this is the shortest of the 4 par 5s, and this second shot has to be respected. Left, obviously, isn't ideal, but it's still better than letting the ball go to the right.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Oh, man.
He just pushed it.
And that hurts. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey in the previous round.
He's made it. Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
What a tremendous display of golf this has been.
Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
The second shot now to the par 4.
And this is looking really good.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie.
Now this for birdie. Came away with par in the previous round.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
On the tee now at the 10th at Quail Hollow, par 5.
Just under 600 yards, so once again the 300-yard plus tee shot gets a big advantage here, as it should on a reachable par 5. A nice little draw off that tee, keeping it right of the bunkers should be ideal.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Frank, on this backside at Quail Hollow, a player does have a good chance to get off to a good start with that par 5 10th and now relatively short par 4 11th, where a player with a good drive could stick a short iron in their hands.
Yeah, this is one you're going to have to make a decision. You can just play this as a straightforward dogleg left par 4 and hit a 3-wood or a long iron up there and 9-iron or something like that into the green. Or, if you want it, you can try and blast a drive around the corner. I don't know if that's the more prudent play, but it's fun.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. These putts keep the round together. Score that a birdie.
Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one slightly downhill, fairway tilts a little bit to the right, and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit. This is exploded off the club face.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today.
So early on the backside, here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity.
He needs this for par.
Dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
Good, clean contact, and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards as the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you've got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today. And that's a birdie.
Now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those two bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and uphill.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach.
Well, at least he can draw on the experience from the previous hole. Again, in the bunker.
And it makes the green in regulation.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Getting set now over the putt.
Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. It's a big putt right here for birdie.
Good putt. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has, it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
That is classy.
Well, chance of going in.
Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you get the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be.
And this is looking really good. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on the easy birdie.
It has all come down to this, a chance to win the Wells Fargo Championship. Frank, year in, year out, the Wells Fargo Championship delivers the excitement and the great champions, and this year, well, it didn't disappoint.
Joining the list of, the Ricky Fowlers, the Rory McIlroys, the J.B. Holmes, Sean O'Haire, Tiger Woods, Furyk, list goes on. These are the best players in the game. So adding your name to that list really is the hallmark of a very, very successful professional golfer.